The United States inauguration just happened, and despite this being an event that's supposed to completely surround the induction of a new president of the country, somehow fake gamer multi-billionaire Elon Musk has yet again taken center stage as the #1 topic of discussion amongst everybody on the internet. Just last week, we've been talking about how Elon Musk has been faking some of his gaming achievements, most notably not playing on the character that he claims to be his own in Path of Exile 2. And just early this week, he actually revealed that he did in fact have other people playing on these accounts to level them up to the incredibly high level that is required out of somebody who needs to spend thousands of hours playing the game to do so. Elon Musk claims that this is all fair game, as most of the #1 players in the world have multiple people playing on their account in order to accrue the hours necessary to get to maximum levels in games like Diablo 4 and Path of Exile 2, which confirmed to most people for the time being that Elon Musk is not actually the gamer that he claims to be. Although it wouldn't be until he gave his speech at the presidential inauguration that we all realized that Elon Musk may very well be more of a gamer than any of us could have anticipated.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Now, if you're under the impression that this awkward arm gesture, as some have put it, by Elon Musk looks eerily similar to the salute most commonly associated with a certain secret boss from Persona 2 Innocent Sin, you are not alone. This particular salute that Elon Musk is seen doing is most commonly associated with the Nazi Party, called Sig Heiling, and is most commonly done as a show of respect to their leader, Adolf Hitler, whom according to the history books that I never paid attention to in school, was generally regarded as a bad dude. Now, many people are defending Elon Musk's salute, trying to say that he was just trying to show that he wanted to give his heart out to the people, and that's why his hand went to his chest and then extended in such a way, even going as far as to show other pictures of people like Taylor Swift or AOC, some of which Elon Musk has retweeted on his own tweets to show people, hey, look, if you take a picture of anybody with their arm outstretched like this, you can make any of them look like they're doing the same salute, right? And while that's true, most of these videos come from people either pointing to something or like doing the equivalent of hailing to the crowd or calling a cab. Anything in the middle there is generally considered the red zone. You do your best to avoid putting your hand to your chest and then extending it anywhere in that particular angle. The difference being that these images of like Taylor Swift and Barack Obama are in the middle of performances and speeches, and if you watch the entirety of the video, they aren't just straight up saluting the way that Elon Musk is. But the other thing is that this isn't even in isolation when it comes to one Elon Musk specifically. Just a couple months ago, Elon Musk had an interaction on Twitter where he was interviewing the leader of the far-right party from Germany. According to USA Today, Musk was doubling down on his endorsement just last month of the anti-immigration, anti-Islamic party labeled as right-wing extremists by German security services, which, if you're backing the extremist right-wing party in Germany, I mean, I wouldn't exactly say they're Nazis, but that's about as close as you can get without a DeLorean. With Elon Musk being so closely associated with the Trump campaign, Trump himself being quoted as saying by his former chief of staff that Hitler did some good things and he wished that his generals were more like the Nazis, and Elon Musk most recently very vocally supported the far-right extremist party in Germany, which by the way resulted in this image, which I think is the funniest picture of Elon Musk to hit the internet ever. It makes sense as to why some people would assume that he was doing the Nazi salute. And if you are one of the people who thinks that he'd be able to get away with doing a Roman salute without anybody interpreting it as a subtle, not so subtle dog whistle for neo-Nazis, Elon Musk is like the opposite of subtle, and probably one of the last people you would think would get away with it, and get away with it, he hasn't really. Obviously, it has been trending news for like the last 24 hours. Nobody is under the impression that this was a complete mistake. The inauguration speech in which Elon Musk did the salute has been edited across multiple broadcasts to cut out his first rendition of the salute in order to just avoid any of the firestorm that's going to come with everybody seeing it, as well as a major movement by a huge number of subreddits over on Reddit that are now moving to completely ban any links to Twitter whatsoever in order to starve any sort of organic traffic coming from one of the biggest websites on the internet to twitter.com, which of course is owned by Elon Musk. Arguably, Twitter has been one of the worst social media websites to use for any purpose whatsoever ever since Elon Musk acquired it, so my anticipation is that with Reddit moving to ban any links to it whatsoever on a huge number of their communities, maybe it will finally force them to make it so that the app actually works at the very least, as aside from just being a personal diary and propaganda machine to make Elon Musk look less cringe, which is an impossible task. You would think between being one of the richest dudes on the planet and officially having a room in the White House alongside the next president, one dude would finally have enough clout to stop being cringe anytime a camera is placed in front of him, but no. Obviously, the Elon Musk salute, which is what we should all be calling it from this point on, by the way. I think that'd be very funny. Obviously, the Elon Musk salute is the one that took most of the mainstream news headlines because it was the biggest thing that happened, but there were some other relatively funny memes to come from the inauguration. For instance, Elon Musk is not the only billionaire who was present. We also had Mark Zuckerberg, who was caught staring at Jeff Bezos' girlfriend's tits, which, in his defense, she was literally wearing lingerie underneath her coat, so it's not like she was asking for it. But I have to be proud of Mark Zuckerberg, who for the longest I assumed was some sort of lizard person, but seeing a dude stare at a random girl's tits while on the biggest broadcasted thing in the nation, like, this is the most human I have ever seen Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk not only being billionaires, but also being the owners of Facebook/Meta/Instagram and Twitter respectively means some of the biggest, arguably the largest social media platforms, alongside the CEO of Google as well, so that also kind of means YouTube, all present at President Trump's inauguration, which goes to show that there is a lot of influence being put behind this presidency. I'm sure you guys remember us talking about the TikTok ban, where it looks as though President Trump has gone and has extended the amount of time that TikTok has before needing to find somebody else to buy it within the US, basically making it so that President Trump has the "I got TikTok" reinstated in the US for the time being as a political play. In fact, TikTok had a notification in the app that said that the app was currently going dark because of the ban situation, which was later updated to say that they are currently working with the new President Trump in order to get TikTok reinstated, basically flashing to everybody who tried to open TikTok, one of the biggest social media apps on the platform, to let them know that, hey, it's coming back, and it's all thanks to your new president. Don't mind me, I'm just mailing a blood sample and my social security number over to Mao Zedong to save them the trouble. Donald Trump would go on in his first day in office to make some major political plays and shows of power, and signing into bills a number of things that he wanted to do as president, most notably raising tariffs on Canada and Mexico, launching mass deportation raids in some of the biggest cities in the United States. I'm sure at some point he's going to get around to lowering the cost of gas and groceries, but maybe that's just later on the table. For the time being, he did manage to make an official statement stating that the United States would now only officially recognize two genders. I'm assuming it's male and female, but surely we need some definitions for that, right? Funny story about that. According to the White House website, the way that they define male and female is the gender that a person is at conception, which, if you know anything about human biology, you'll recognize that a human embryo only gains its gender about 6 weeks after conception. That first 6 weeks, all human embryos are actually female, which means, according to this language, Donald Trump just inadvertently made everybody that is a US citizen a female? So this is what it feels like to be a woman, huh? I gotta say, it's pretty nice never needing to pick where I want to go for dinner, and I can hit curbs without needing to worry about it. I am a little bit concerned that GamerSupps is only gonna pay me 70% of my commission check from now on. There is something so weird about the President of the United States making a statement that says that the government is taking a stance to not recognize anybody who is non-binary, intersex, or trans, while just a few hours earlier being on stage jerking off two imaginary dicks while he stands behind the Village People performing YMCA, the song most well known for being about inclusion and is actually sort of like attributed by LGBTQ people as a queer anthem. That is, I worry that like South Park and The Boys are just gonna stop making TV because there's nothing they're going to be able to parody that's going to be any funnier than what's actually happening. I promise you, if I could find a meme that I could talk about for 10 minutes and avoid doing a video talking about politics, I would have done that instead. I can already tell that the comments are going to be a dumpster fire of people just making fun of me. That's cool. Whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do, and I appreciate you for sticking around to the end of the video. Remember to subscribe if you want to catch me in your inbox more often. A big thank you to the patrons scrolling in the back, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.